Oh yeah, Michelle came back and wants to get started video. Hajime Ippo around 14:23 came out yesterday. Might have been wondering why there was no video or no late night video. That's because I was coming at work, late night shift, questioning my life decisions and why I keep listening to the wrong individuals. And I don't know, something snapped yesterday. And whatever happens, happens. look, the only thing I'm living for at this point is the book, and if it's not that, then there's not much. But let's get right to it. The chapter came out, and after the day of the three-sided struggle, it's business as usual at the gym. Pow, 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 pow. And we see Kimura Yoki outside, and Kimura's like, ooh, but he's back with the wig. Now, maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe I remember this wrong, but wasn't the last time you saw Mr. Kimura, he had his scalp regrown back with all its hair? Is that just me? It can't be. It cannot be. Oh, a moment. I gotta check real quick. I got the images. I swear the last time we saw him, he had his hairline. No, I was right. It had his scalp grown back. And I guess it's just gone. I guess it was a mistake, but yeah, that's Kimura with black hair. I guess he chose to put back on a wig. Now I don't know. And Kimura's like, they're really going at it. We see Ippo using the mitts while both Teihei and Katara in the ring, and he's switching back and forth with the 1-2, 1-2. And Ippo's like, Teihei can keep your elbows in tighter, Katara turn your two up at the end of your punch. And Teihei's like, yes sir. And Katara's like, yes sir. You can see him hitting the mitts. And Kimura's like, he got really good. The timing of the mitts is perfect. And Naoki's like, I bet his distance and rhythm is better than what we saw when he was active too. With all his knowledge of the mitt, he can handle counters better now. Yeah, and I bet he can even maneuver better now too. And I both think to himself now, better than before. Beat, the timer goes off. Kimura's like, nice work. And Aoki's like, thanks for looking after my worstest little brother. And Tei's like, eh? Now, Aoki, where did that come from? Okay then. Ippo's like, hello! And Kimura's like, huh? Isn't that music for cheer team shirt? Logan's like, you made it out in one piece after all. And Ippo's like, we had a historic accord. And we zoom out to the outside. What? And you had an actual conversation? And you and the brother from hell found a compromise? And Ippo says like, he. Ippo's like, so that's why I'm sure I'm finna get with everything I got. And those two pause. And then, no matter how you slice it, it's a pretty good offer from him. Like being a dog, like a dog being told to wait. Definitely a surprise. Who would have thought the brothers from hell would be so good with words? And he was like, a dog? Do you mean Wampo? And they're both like, we mean you. And Kimura says, speaking of which, is that dog still on probation? If he dogs us and growls a bit, maybe he should be okay, right? Looks like his probably would never let him. He said if he would, he said if he was the other way around, he would fight him. Oh my goodness, the worst damn dog. Seriously, he was like, you mean Wampo? You mean Wampo? And they say to themselves, we mean the dick. And Kimura's like, where's that dog anyway? And Yoki's like, yeah, where did the dog of Mora go? Now, I had to give a quick pause here. Ippo, I'm sorry to inform you, but if they said they was talking about you the first time, then they're obviously talking about another person and not a dog. That's just Ippo just being stupid. Okay then. And Ippo's like, if you mean Takamura-san, he's trapped, and it gets cut off, and as we see some punching bags. He's like, what? He's traveling again. It's right before his match and he's pissing off the coach like this. The coach can't be upset because he left without telling anyone. And he was like, By the way, he's the exception. Don't do anything that that he does. And the boat's like, he said, Ippo said that to Tay and Katara, he's like, DOS. You see lightning? And we hear a tremendous hit. And someone, Sendo's coach like, stop! I said stop! Sendo, don't drop another man. He's on his knees. Oh my goodness, he's on his knees. You're murdering him, Sendo. He had a wife and children. You're murdering him. And Sendo, you see a close-up of Sendo, and it is the expression of a madman. This man has lost his mind. And then I can't recognize his character, but he says to himself, 4 down in 1 day. There's no one left in Kasai who can spar with Sendo. And the guy says like, yeesh, it's gonna be tough to find sparring partners after this. And the host is like, I'm sorry, it's all because I'm useless. And the guy's like, you've already went multiple days in a row. We don't want you to break down. So take a beat. And host is like, yes sir. And the guy's like, we always knew he was strong, but this is something else. Even though there's still some time before the match, the air around him is crackling, like he's already putting in the finishing touches. If he keeps up at this rate, his nerves are going to be fried before we ever get there. And Sendo's like, the hell, I can't keep my cool. The more I train, the worse it fucking gets. The fuck is going on with me? And we see an image of Martinez. Sendo's coach like, we put out the word for sparring partners in Kanto and abroad. Until we get someone, we're gonna have to take a break from sparring. And Sendo's like, okay. I think this might be one of Sendo's cornermen, but I can't recall him. It could be. And the guy's like, the kid's got emotional problems. And Sendo's coach like, nah. For him, training isn't about improving his technique. It's a way for him to shave away at his humanity. The more he shaves off, the more he returns to his base wilderness. Just how far can he go off instincts alone? But his instinct has a way of sniffing out things more honestly and vividly. Whether his opponent is above or below him, whether his opponent is above or below him in the smells of life and deaths. The more he returns to his wilderness, the stronger those smells are gonna get. And the guy's like, so you're saying he's fighting with his own anxiety? Not anxiety, anxiety or something like that? And Sendo's coach like, it's because his opponent's Ricardo. He's probably thinking that no matter what he does, it's not enough. Sendo hit the heavy back. And outside, they put up, Hoshi put up the poster. Challengers wanted. Anyone's fine, just get in here. And Hoshi's like, right here? Sendo's like, put it more in front and center. And Hoshi's like, so right here? Sendo's like, yeah. Like right on the door? Really? Really, Sendo, right on the door? Okay then. And Sendo's like, I'm gonna Sendo's like, I'm gonna go kill some time until someone shows up. And Hoshi's like, but there's nobody good gonna show. Yeah, Hoshi's like, nothing just gonna show. And Sendo's like, anything is better than nothing. And then someone enters like, hey there. And Hoshi's like, already? It says already? And some dude with a tattoo on his face, like he Mike Tyson, comes in and says, like, we saw the flyer. It seems like something. It seems like someone got their panties in a bunch. And Hoshi is like, huh? And Hoshi gives him a stare upstairs. And the dude is shaking. And whoever whooped the guy who also got sunglasses, our mistake. Sendo's like, they came all the way here. Don't be running them off like that. And the host is like, those guys aren't fit to be Takeshi's son's sparring partners. What you need is something like an Ozeki or a pro wrestler. Instead, it's like, I ain't expecting nothing like that. If I get some guy all big and tough who could take 2 or 3 of my punches and get back up, even if he goes down once or twice. Instead of look at his hands. And I was just like, man, if someone shows up, if someone does show up, one look at the pressure and they'll be pissing their pants all the way home. Even if someone did want to fight. That's me. He's just a reckless idiot. And the guy who's with Sendo's coach says, I think it's alright to let him do something foolish like this? And Sendo's close. Like, if anyone shows up, it's not like they're actually sparsing though. I want them, I won't let them do something so stupid. The door opens. A person walks in, and hosts is like another one. This this guy seems big and tough. And Sendo's like, "You're up." And host is like reckless idiot, looking like a Dragon Ball character. And we see the peak of this individual. It is the Great Takamura. And he's like, "Howdy." And Sendo's like, "What the fuck is this?" As he karate chops the back of Hoshi's head. And Sendo's like, "I saw you fly outside." And Sendo's like, "You don't see the problem here?" And he was like, Takamura's like, "I saw a sparring opportunity while I was traveling. It's just plain convenience." And he said, "If anyone's fine, didn't you?" And Sendo's like, "You shitting me? You got fucking rocks for braids. You're a three weight class conquering super middleweight world champion. You're 8 weight classes above me." And Takamura's like, "I guess that's true. Picking on a small fry isn't really befitting of a champion." Sendo apparently is very offended by this. And Sendo's coach like, "Hold on, wait a second, you can't do this, they're already in the ring." And host is like, "Takamura said, forgive us." Someone call the Koagama gym. And Sendo's coach like, "You got a world title match coming up. If you get injured, we have to postpone it again, and that's like something we can just shrug off." And Sendo's like, "This is perfect. I got an opponent I can let loose on, which means I can try that. His anti-Ricardo." Look at those eyes! If I could pull this off against Takamura-san, it would smash Ricardo to fucking pieces. The things that he's been sharpening for the sake of one man. What is their true form to be continued? So overall, I'll say it's a solid chapter. It's a solid chapter, but the whole Ippo and Yoki thing. Thank you for taking care of my worthless brother. Now wait a minute. Now that's not how you was feeling earlier. And he never really talked about Teihei like this until now. Okay, and then with Ippo not understanding the dog thing, the first time reasonable, the second time Ippo, you're just an idiot. You just dumb. But the struggles of Sendo and trying to find a sparring partner and Takamura showing up, it's just like the good old days back when Sendo was about to fight Ippo.
A smooth talker. It's true, it's such a rare opportunity to spar with me. I'll make sure you learn plenty from it.
That's right. Exactly what I had in mind.
But he fought the Great Takamura. Well, in this case, he sparred the Great Takamura, hit the Great Takamura with a smash, and then was gently put straight to that good night. So, how would it go this time? Who knows? Apparently, he has a anti-Ricardo method that he's been trying out. Well, that he's been waiting to try out. He got this crazy look in his eyes, look like an animal who looks like a damn demon. And Sendo's coach talk about his whole instincts thing and the whole anxiety and how it's just like he gotta get revved up. He's shaving off pieces of his humanity just to unleash just instincts and just. Now the one thing I don't like is from what Sendo's coach said, he said like Sendo don't got any skill, but I do understand what he was going at there. But Sendo does have skill. He does have technique. It's just the fact that sometimes the basics, rudimentary power, is enough. In some cases, in other cases, it's not. But then like send us some type of meathead. But what is the anti-Ricardo method, and what could it be? I don't really have any selling answers for you on that one. It could be a new smash. It could be, which is ironic because I made a video about this a while ago. If he would create like a brand new smash, but I never thought he would make it just for Sendo, or just for Ricardo, or maybe it could be a combination of footwork or some type of trap he's setting. I hope it's not just we're gonna try to get Ricardo into the corner and just hopefully something happens. Hopefully, I hope it's not just we're just gonna pray to the Lord that Sendo win this one out with Freddy Gonzalez. Hopefully it's actually something. And hopefully we'll be able to see more of Sendo's techniques that he had back during the Rookie Kings and when he fought Borg, you know. The different elements to his game, since you know Ricardo's also a part. Well, technically he's a full-time He could work on the back foot. He can work inside the pocket. He's everything. But since his last few opponents have been a bunch of outfighters, hopefully with an infighter we can see some more of his techniques. His different way to set up. It'll be amazing. It'll be fantastic. But just got to see what it's turning out. But if it's just one punch, I doubt it. It seems like it's more of a strategy type thing. But because it's great. Cause number one, it's not some type of it's some type of unbelievable people from different weight classes spar with each other all the time. We got Big Jared Anderson sparring with Shakur Stevenson, or other fighters claim, I be in there with middleweights and heavyweights, so sparring from different weight classes is no type of surprise or anything that people have not seen before or have done. So that's no real surprise, as long as both of them know what they're doing. So technically, Sendo's coach shouldn't be that worried for him. But this is the great Takamura. This is the quote unquote the big guy here. He is the real deal, the realest of all deals here. But all right. So overall, solid chapter. I really don't have any type of expectations going into the whole sparring thing. Really don't know what to think about the whole anti-Ricardo thing. It's just I don't think he'll come up with something that would just be anti-Ricardo or be Ricardo specific, since it was some good research for Wally, but like I mentioned before, we haven't really seen everything Ricardo can actually do. Now maybe with some of the tape they got, we get to see with some of early Ricardo Martinez and what he fought like. Maybe we'll get a chapter with Ippo and Sendo, strategizing this whole thing out on paper, because that is something that we never really delved into, which is the early overall fighting career of Ricardo Martinez. We don't know how many tough fights he had or how many unstoppable dominant finishes he had, because he did envy the early in the good old days where he was he had the intensity, he had the raw, pure fire burning up in his veins. It was some of the most glorious punching battles. It was the fights that he was in boxing for, compared to these days where just punch, and they just go on down, and then even then, when the gasoline started to flow, when Wally was pushing him up and was starting to apply some pressure, the real deal revealed himself. And then Wally went down. But by that time, the fight with Wally was more or less already over. So that's why when Wally fight was happening, what's up with this whole, the technique and the best of fundamentals? Look, George, you can lie to yourself. Lions lie down, but the facts don't lie. There's an extra layer of detail in Ricardo Martinez that we've yet to see. It's something that Ricardo hinted at earlier on. Not including the fact, we don't even know how he beat AJ Dante the first time. It's always implied that AJ Dante just gets beat up and that's it. But we never implied who was infighting or just what exactly happened. Or another case when he fought Alfredo Gonzalez. We don't have the full details on how he beat Alfredo Gonzalez, because we know that Ricardo has infighting capabilities, and it's already been confirmed by Alf that there is a switch inside Ricardo Martinez that happens, but we never get a chance to ever see what that actually looks like. Never. To this day. So that's why I was so hyped up and excited we got a chance to see it against Wally. But by that time the fight was already over, and he was already beating Wally with just basic technique and timing. Which would have been a more interesting thing to hype up Ricardo with that Wally fight, is that he is the timing machine. Which we did see against when Sendo was sparring him, that we're just like, boy, or Ippo, the Dempsey Road, he is the time destroyer. This could be the original Kratos. No, someone above Kratos. Even Kratos is dead. This is Uranus. This is Uranus, boy. He's his level of time it's a different breed. It brings you to a different dimension. It's all out of whack. It's different. Now, if they would have went with that, if George would have went with that, not just the entire thing on his style, but just with the ghost jabs and how he puts out his punches, or just like, geez, like, it's the technique, it's the timing, it's the patience, it's incredible. And this is the first time Ricardo has found something like this. But only thing it takes for him to do his homework, a little research. Sometimes you gotta get a few C's and B's before you A something. And that's when he ate something. Blam! Wally goes down. Just, ugh. Ugh. Another notch to Ricardo Martinez gun bill. Monsters. Monsters. But, man. If it's something like that, just, ugh. Boy, a different breed. A different breed. I can't really think of it. Because we haven't really seen the full extent of Ricardo's footwork. Because the only thing we've seen is when everybody tries something to Ricardo, but we rarely see Ricardo go into offensive, where it's just like he's on him like a wild animal, like a dog on a rotten steak. Boy, he's on him, he's tracking him down, and he's trying to get him. Against Billy McCullum, against AJ Dante, that was putting the pace on him, and Ricardo was just on cruise mode for the fight, really. Even against Wally, he was just arguably downloading information, and then Wally got put to sleep. It just, and technically Ricardo could have ended his whole man's career. So I know there's some extra dimensions to Ricardo Martinez. Would a fight deliver? Who knows? But I know there's some extra levels to Ricardo Martinez. I know that there's a El Diablo in Mexico, who's also referred to as the Sun God, and can the Mexican killer tiger take on such a threat? He's already slayed the death god of Mexico, but the Sun God, the god above all, inside this whole boxing image thing, something so high to the sky that the tiger cannot even conceive its existence. Is this something that's always there? Could a tiger ever dream to make it to such heights? Well, like always, like everybody else, he'll fly too close like Icarus, just like Wally, and get his wings clipped. Who knows? But that's been the chapter. I let you guys thoughts and opinions, because this right here, this could get interesting. I hate how is it. Also, another thing, oh my goodness. The whole comments about, oh, you know, he looks like he's better than what he was when he was active, and it's just this. And look, man, are we gonna bring him back or not? And then another thing, Takamura going on the trip. It's just, can we get some conversation between Takamura and Ippo? Can we get this happening? Was this not a joke? Can we have that? You know, it was fun to mention the whole, you know, Daki Yamaguchi plot, but so like Tan Katara is training for that pro tourney, the pro class test. So hopefully that turns out well for him. But for Itagaki, he's nowhere to be seen in the chapter. And it seems like there has been no further development on Hoshi either, so. Or Mai for that matter. So, I don't know. I just hope my whole comic book stuff goes through, and I'll be able to, you know, live life the way I want to, instead of just constantly answering to somebody else, or constantly following the incompetence of grown individuals. Well, some of them have children. I can't do this shit anymore, man. I just can't. So I'm gonna do my own stuff. It's a sink or swim. If I sink in, well, that's just too bad. No one's gonna be there for me anyway. But if I can swim, then I can finally let out my wings and finally fly, and actually be able to obtain that freedom I've been looking for. But I think this is a big video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.